What is up, gamers? This is Proto, and welcome to another episode of Like or Dislike, where we look at some of the latest games that come out. I give you a synapse of the story, letting you know what I thought about it after putting some time into it, and doing the pros and cons at the end to help you decide if you want to pick up the game or not. And today we're looking at Aztech Forgotten Gods. Now this is a unique and fun game, but it is rough around the edges. I think this game will cater to a certain niche of gamers though, so let's check it out and let's see. Now this game is a third-person open-world action-adventure game that has a big emphasis on the Aztec culture. Now story-wise, this is an alternate timeline where the Aztec civilization survived and is thriving, turning them into the center of technology and everything for the world. Now you play as Achille, helping your mom complete her research when you release gods from the past and she accidentally gets trapped in this room. You learn you have to defeat these gods and bring their power back to open the room that she's trapped in. And that's the premise of the story. Now you have to travel around this city fighting each god, each with their own style of fighting, using an arm gauntlet and a god helping you to defeat each one. And each god fights differently. Some are a mix of puzzles, some are straight fighting, some you've got a cripple to take down, and I like that. Each one was different and made you wonder like how you gotta figure out how to take each one down. Now you'll be doing, like I said, a mix of fighting, platforming, and quick time events, as well as puzzle solving throughout the game. And I think they balance it all out pretty well, especially with fighting each of the gods. Now you can upgrade the arm to do new moves, make attacks stronger, recover faster, and much more. You can also change your hairstyle and your outfits using in-game currency. Now you get this currency by fighting minions and completing challenges around the city, and I pretty like it. The hairstyles were definitely from that type of the culture. The outfits were really nice. I had certain outfits that I really like using, and I thought they was pretty cool to use. Now the combat is the main focus of this game, and it is very enjoyable. Your arm allows you to jump and fly in the air in a full 360. Allow you to pull off devastating attacks, avoiding moves, and comboing moves at the same time. And if you time your attacks right, you can cause extra damage to the enemies. Now the music and storyline tie in a good second place in my opinion. The music while you're fighting is really good. It gets you hyped for each battle, hype while you're playing it, and it helps push the story along. Now the story, it was done good. With you seeing your character develop and overcome their issues that they're dealing with, I really felt like they really became a better person by the end of the game. Now the only bad thing about the story is there is no voice acting, so you'll be reading a lot of text via cutscenes. Now they did add in sound cues when each character starts talking, but that's about it, which I thought was kind of weird. Now, if you don't want to deal with all the talking, if you want to get straight into the fighting, you can skip the cutscenes, which some people aren't big on the story. They want to play in the game, and that's where the beauty of this game, in my opinion, shines, is you actually fighting. Now, graphics-wise, the graphics are decent. They're nice. I never really saw any major frame rate drops. I like the shell shading style of it. The colors were bright and beautiful. I think they did very well on that. I like how they mix the Aztec culture and technology together, where you can see where they're both stemming from each other. I thought the hairstyles, like I said, really show of Aztec culture was really nice. And I did all my gameplay on PC from what you guys are seeing. All this was captured on PC at the highest settings. And that's pretty much the game itself. So that being said, let's jump into the pros versus the cons. And starting off with the pros, the first we're going to look at is the combat. The combat of the game was very fun. From fighting minions to fighting the bosses, being able to move around and avoid, I thought it was nice. Once you got the hangs of the control and how to move your arm around, it was just a joy to do. I enjoyed flying around the city, boosting around. So I thought that was done very well. Now the next pro we're going to look at is the music. I've always said music is a very important thing in the game. Music can get you into the game, get you hyped, get you set up for what's going to go on. And I think they did a very good job here. I love the music in this game. And if they made a soundtrack for this, I will honestly buy it and listen to it because I just enjoy the music of this. And the last part we're going to look at is the story. I love to see a character develop and become better at the end. So I think they did a good job on that. I don't want to spoil too much of what happens, but seeing this character overcome their issues and become better at the end, I thought was a great thing. And I can't talk too much more about that. So with the pros done, let's take a look at the cons. So the first con we're going to look at, as you can probably imagine, there's no voice acting. I wish they would have done some voice acting in the game. I understand this was made by a smaller studio, so I can definitely understand that, but sometimes voice acting can help move a game along, because sometimes people just don't want to read text. And even though there's a lot of text that goes on, it helps move the story along. It really does. But sometimes it can be a little long-winded. So if there was voice acting here and there, it probably would have helped move the story on a little bit further. The next one I'm going to look at, I gotta say this, the game is kind of short. It roughly took me about 7 going on 8 hours to complete the story. Even with the side missions and everything, probably completing all the side missions probably give about another 2 hours. So keep that in mind. If you think like this is gonna be like some open world games where you can put hours and hours upon in it, not necessarily that, but it is gonna be a joy for the game you do play. So keep that in mind. And the last con, I honestly couldn't think of a real con on this. So if you got the game, tell me something you didn't like about the game. And that's pretty much the pros and cons of the game. Overall, I would give the game a like, but with an asterisk, to say this is, like I said, this is for a specific type of gamers. This is for gamers that like to play something simple, that's not going to be extremely long. They can get in it, play it, enjoy it, get out, maybe play it for a couple of hours and be done with it. If you're looking for a game that you can put maybe 10, 20 plus hours in, this definitely is not the game for that. So keep that in mind. But that's just my thoughts and opinions on it. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, definitely hit that like button. Let me know you guys enjoyed the video like this. And as always, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I talk about stuff going on in the gaming and tech world. I do reviews of some of the latest games and tech that's out. I do top 10 new games coming out every month and so much more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and my other social media pages so you can keep up to date with what's going on if you want to reach out to me. I love talking about gaming, so don't be afraid to hit me up. You can catch me streaming on Twitch, playing indie, PC, console, and VR games. So if you want to see me play some of these games in real time and just chat it up with me or just lurk, you're more than welcome to. But this is Proto, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.